So today we are going to be talking about some learning disabilities, including some reading and writing disabilities. The first one that we are going to talk about is a reading disability. It's dyslexia. So dyslexia is a neurobiological condition that affects a person's ability to read, write, and spell. It is characterized by difficulties with accurate and fluent word recognition, poor decoding skills, and problems with reading comprehension. The history of dyslexia dates back to the late 19th century when a German ophthalmologist, Rudolf Berlin, first described a reading disorder that he called word blindness. In the early 20th century, Samuel Orton, an American neurologist, proposed that the reading difficulties experienced by some children were caused by neurological differences rather than visual problems. There are several federal and state laws and policies that support instructional interventions related to dyslexia. First is the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or IDEA. It is a federal law that requires schools to provide appropriate educational services for students with disabilities, including dyslexia. Additionally, in 2015, the Every Student Succeeds Act, ESSA, was signed into law, which includes provisions related to dyslexia. There are several instructional and intervention strategies that can support the reading and writing development of students with dyslexia. A few examples include, first, structured literacy instruction. Structured literacy is an approach to reading instruction that is designed to be explicit, systematic, and multisensory. Also, phonics-based instruction. Phonics-based instruction focuses on teaching students the sound-symbol relationships of language. A great resource to support the reading and writing development of students with dyslexia is the International Dyslexia Association, or IDA. The IDA provides information and resources on evidence-based practices for teaching students with dyslexia, as well as professional development opportunities for teachers. One resource for families to assist students with dyslexia in developing reading and writing skills is the Learning Ally audiobook solution. Learning Ally is a nonprofit organization that provides a library of over 80,000 audiobooks, including textbooks, literature, and popular fiction. For students with dyslexia, audiobooks can be a popular tool for developing reading skills. By listening to books being read aloud, students can improve their comprehension and vocabulary and develop a love of reading. So next we have another reading disability, hyperlexia. So hyperlexia is a neurodevelopmental condition that is characterized by an intense and early interest in reading, coupled with difficulties in language and social communication. Children with hyperlexia are able to read at a very young age, often even before the age of 5, but they may struggle with other aspects of language, such as understanding verbal instructions or using language to communicate effectively. Hyperlexia was first identified as a distinct condition by Norman E. Silberberg in 1967. Silberberg was a pediatrician who observed a group of children who demonstrated exceptional reading skills but had difficulties with language and communication. He coined the term hyperlexia to describe this phenomenon. There is currently no federal or state legislation, guidance, or policy specifically related to instructional interventions for hyperlexia. However, there is some research that supports specific instructional strategies and interventions that may be helpful for children with hyperlexia. So for example, a 2019 study published in the Journal of Learning Disabilities found that a phonological awareness and reading intervention was effective in improving the reading skills of children with hyperlexia. Another study published in the Journal of Autism and Developmental Disorders found that parent-mediated social communication intervention was also effective in improving language and communication skills in children with hyperlexia who also had a diagnosis of autism spectrum disorder, or ASD. One resource to support reading and writing development of students with hyperlexia is the book Hyperlexia Handbook, Interventions for Children with Hyperlexia by Daryl A. Treffert and Sadie Van Sickle. The book provides a comprehensive overview of hyperlexia, including its characteristics, diagnosis, and possible causes, as well as a range of evidence-based interventions that may be helpful for children with hyperlexia. One resource for families to assist students with hyperlexia in developing reading and writing skills is the Hyperlexia Parent Guide, published by the Hyperlexia Association. The guide provides an overview of hyperlexia, including its characteristics and possible causes, and offers practical strategies for supporting the development of reading and writing skills in children with hyperlexia. Next, we have a writing disability, dysgraphia. So dysgraphia is a specific learning disability that affects a student's ability to write both in terms of legibility and fluency. The term dysgraphia was first used in the medical literature in the 19th century to describe a disorder of written expression. However, it was not until the 1970s and 1980s that dysgraphia became more widely recognized as a specific learning disability distinct from other learning disabilities such as dyslexia. The Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or IDEA, is the primary federal legislation that supports the educational needs of students with disabilities, including dysgraphia. IDEA requires that schools provide a free and appropriate public education, or FAPE, to all students with disabilities, including those with dysgraphia, and that schools identify and evaluate students who may be in need of special education services. Effective instructional and intervention strategies for students with dysgraphia typically focus on improving their skills in handwriting, spelling, and written expression. Some examples of strategies and resources that can be used to support students with dysgraphia include explicit instruction in handwriting. Students with dysgraphia also often struggle with handwriting, so providing explicit instruction in letter formation, spacing, and other aspects of handwriting can be very helpful. Also, multisensory spelling instruction. Students with dysgraphia may also struggle with spelling, so providing multisensory spelling instruction that incorporates visual, auditory, and kinesthetic components can be effective. One resource that can be helpful for teachers of students with dysgraphia is the website understood.org. This website provides a variety of resources and tools that to support students with learning and attention issues, including dysgraphia. One resource for families to assist students with dysgraphia in developing reading and writing skills is the Dyslexia Training Institute's Dysgraphia Toolkit. This toolkit is designed to help parents and educators understand dysgraphia and provides practical strategies for supporting students with dysgraphia. Thank you.